Welcome back to another episode of Atelier. So in the previous episode, we had some craziness with the Knights Morales because they tried to take in Coco and Agate for using forbidden magic, right? But we didn't really know yet how it happened, but for some reason, Coco's magic was just really strong and ended up doing something that it shouldn't have done, turning the entire riverside into like sand and stuff. But we found out that it was because the brimmed caps, one of the brimmed caps linked Coco's ink bottle to her own ink bottle and then strengthened the ink within it with their own blood, right? So that ended up making the entire ink way more potent and basically turning the entire riverside into a sand dune then, as we saw in the previous episode. So yeah, insane episode, really crazy, but let's see what's gonna happen next. So if you wanna watch this, Uncut and Unblurred is on Patreon description, and let's go into Atelier, episode 9. A nightmare stained in black. Oh, he most certainly does. Oh, he's too smart. He's too smart. Oh, ow! Oh! Make it into a bit more of a tornado as opposed to just a straight up current, right? Master Titia. Where's the whimsy, Agate? Where's the whimsy? I mean, we definitely saw how it matters with Coco. She's learned a lot. Okay. The consent of the crown. Okay. The sincerity of the shield. The Pentacle of Proving. She's great. She's the mood maker. Always love hyper-optimistic characters. Wow. Wow. Looking more like a Harley Quinn. I mean, depends on what your goal is, right? She reminds me, this thing that she says here, I don't know, this is this a spoiler for a different anime? I guess slight spoiler, but not really. But she kind of reminds me of early Eris in Mushoku Tensei a lot. That one talk that she had with Rudy in like episode like 7 or something, 6. Yeah, that. I mean, depends on what your goal is, right? Not every witch is the same. Librarian, okay. Akram. I think with Agate, I was just thinking about Agate. I think with Agate, the thing is, with her view of witches, because of like all the expectations that have been put on her throughout her entire life, she has a very rigid view of how a witch should be and how they should be extremely successful, how they should be, how they should know everything and stuff like that because of, you know, as I said, the expectations that were put on her as she was very, very young. So I think now her view is very rigid of it. And whenever she sees a witch who doesn't necessarily want to, you know, pursue that kind of path where they know everything and they're like, you know, the best of the best, they're always trying their best to, you know, broaden their view of the magic and stuff, she kind of views it as a negative thing, where I think some witches are just gonna have different aspirations and goals, right? Some witches aren't going to, you know, want to become like the best of the best that is in knowing all spells and stuff. Some of them just want to do what they want to do. Some of them just want to live a good life, right? And have fun doing it with magic, which is fine. Oh wow, we didn't even get the opening yet. What's this? Dream? Must be a dream. It's her mom, isn't it? I mean, I feel bad, man, because I know that Agate obviously often that doesn't mean what she says, but they still hurt, and they can still be very traumatic for Coco. Oh my goodness, the animation. Holy, that was an intense dream. I wonder if that dream was induced by the Bream Caps in any way, shape, or form, because it felt like more of a prophetic dream than just a dream. You know, it seems like a prophecy of sorts. Whoa! That was cool. The connection to the brim caps. Here we go. You see it floating inside as well. The talisman. Whoa! Makes sense. That's cool. I mean, just imagine how useful this would be on terrain. If you are a witch going out to help people and stuff, just having this kind of vial that could be refilled by anyone who's back at home, right? Let's say someone's at an atelier or whatever, and they could just refill it if you run out when you're out on a mission or something, right? They could just refill it. It doesn't even have to be healing, like a potion or something. It can be just ink, right? Or water, or whatever it is, right? Something that links the contents of it. I'm guessing it's only for liquids, right? I'm gonna guess that you can't, like, put it in a basket and then when someone puts food in a basket, like, it appears in your basket as well. I'm guessing it's for liquids. But that would be so useful for so many different situations, not just healing and stuff. Yep. Smart. Yep. Oh, oh, nope. They have security on it. Yep. Maximum security on it. Oh no! Electricity and water? That's not good. Is he... Oh, he's fine. All the ink is also lost though. All the blood within it as well. Everything's lost. All the traces. And I'm guessing the medal is also empty now. Okay, Qifrey... You're the eyeball. Whoa. Whoa, that was insane. That's such a shame though. What kind of spell are they using to teleport like this? I'm guessing it's inscribed on their body or something? Huh. Mmm. I mean, but that's because she's also been getting nightmares, right? It feels like he's speaking from experience. Oh, he's also... Ah. Oh. His nose must have gotten a bit affected by it, right? It's gonna take some time to fully recover. Mm. Yeah, that was not really cool. But it ended up being really good for her. So it ended up being a really good, positive learning experience. They're animating this so well. Oh, Coco. She's feeling like she isn't making progress on like saving her mom, right? Or at least the progress is way too slow. I get it. Oh! Medicinal herbs. Huh. What's this? Agate? Whoa! Is something wrong with the shoes? Oh, it's because she, of course, it's because she collapsed. Oh, it... 'She's overworked herself, right? So she has a fever. Makes sense. I'm guessing at least. I hope it's not anything worse than that. I hope it is just a fever from not sleeping much and working a lot. But that's cool. Huh. 'Of course they would, especially kids. 'Nice, nice, clutch. Clutch. You sure you know the way? Okay, nice. You do. Hmm. What's up? Oh, about the master, of course. Oh, what? That's the end of the episode. Dude, this episode was like 3 minutes long, I swear. Damn. Damn. What a cool episode. So, I feel like mainly some things that we saw here is Coco's, obviously, anxiety, right? Of her not making progress, her not being fast enough at, you know, actually resolving her mom's issue and stuff, her mom's situation. And B, the other thing that we saw a bit of here is Agate, right? Which I feel like we've been seeing obviously a lot of Agate, and she's an interesting character, right? Because as I said earlier, I do think that because of her entire backstory of the pressure that was put on her when she was a kid, and you know, all of the expectations that were put on her, she is now rushing into this thing and kind of has an expectation of, you know, why is everyone else having like fun doing this when I have to suffer doing this and all those things. So I think her expectation of it is, you know, a bit not skewed necessarily because of it, but I think she's just a bit, you know, a bit lost in the entire thing, which makes sense, right? It's a tough situation. But yeah, anyways, with Coco then, it is interesting seeing her kind of like break a bit like this, right? Because she's been doing so well, but then obviously over time, especially after some time passes and you feel like, oh, I've just barely made any progress and still doing the basics and stuff, it's gonna start to sink in the anxiety of, oh, I'm never gonna be able to save my mom at this point. What am I even doing, right? So that got to her finally, and yeah, it's a rough situation. It's not gonna be easy for her to overcome this, right? But I'm sure after she gets better here, she's gonna have a talk with Qifrey. Which, speaking of which, Qifrey is also obviously on his own mission here. We still don't know what exactly is his personal business with the brimmed caps, right? But I'm sure we'll see as we watch more of it. Because obviously, if he was just, you know, a normal witch that had, you know, obviously every single witch has some bad blood with the brimmed caps because they are doing the forbidden magic, so obviously every witch would want to get rid of them. But it seems like Qifrey, any normal witch would go to, you know, the mage association, whatever, right, the Knights Morales, and report to them, and then they would take care of it. But Qifrey obviously wants to do this all by himself, so he must have some kind of personal beef with them. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, the one clue that they had to their location is now completely gone, unfortunately. So we'll see where this is gonna go. For now, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.